Yeah, your feud with Blackjack being legendary as well. You certainly had a number of legendary foils in Florida.
Yes. And in my head, I think Barry Windham is the most underrated babyface of all times. When Barry was a young man and had the blonde hair, and uh, during the match, Mark would distract the referee, and I'd throw Barry over the top rope, and he hardly even touched the top rope. Sometimes he wouldn't; he'd splatter, and I'd look out, and girls would be almost passing out and screaming and crying. He was so over. It was ridiculous, and he was such a great worker. I mean, some of the greatest matches I ever saw in my life was him and Flair. I mean, Barry doesn't get his due. I guess time and injuries might have passed him by. And the other thing about Barry is Barry didn't stay places long. Barry liked to enjoy his life. He'd go into a place and then he'd take 3 months off.
Which is an interesting question that you raised by discussing Barry. Couldn't agree more. What one heck of a worker. It a lot of fans have asked why was it that the promotion, be it Jim Crockett or when Turner bought the organization in WCW, why was it that when Barry was really at his height, having those 1 hour matches with Flair, et cetera, that they never put the belt on him. They never put the world title on him.
This is just my take, and I don't have the complete answer, and I don't have all the facts because I don't think anybody does. Barry and Dusty were very close, and Dusty was grooming him to be the world champion. Dusty told me that on many occasions. But you know how I mentioned Barry would take 3 months off? There was a period when the territory was doing really, Florida was really doing great. I mean, you always hear the old timers, my generation, they were hanging from the rafters. Well, maybe not hanging from the rafters, but they were doing huge business in Florida. People were making money. I mean, big money for the time. And Barry came to Dusty and said, I'm going to go surfing for a while. And he went to California, and, Barry would go into a town and he'd go to the exotic car dealership and rent himself a Lamborghini or some fast car. And he was a single guy. And he, girls just threw their home keys at him. And when he did that, it kind of soured them on Barry. And that's how Magnum got his push, I believe.
Were you surprised when Windham turned on Luger in that famous world tag title match against Tully and Arn and became one of the four horsemen, and his feud with Dusty over that series of bashes? I believe it was 87.
Yeah.
That he got over so well as a heel after being basically the ultimate babyface?
No, because he was so great technically. You know what I mean? Very few heels of my era would let a babyface tell them what to do. But everybody that I knew, including Flair, Barry had something in the ring. We followed what Barry wanted.